Pioneer.
Yo, what's going on guys? EJ here, bringing another Lord of the Rings Rise of War video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 topics on changes and that I think need to be made to the game. Now, of course, we know there's been a lot of people complaining that since the 2.0 and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into depth of like the changes of 2.0 and 1.0 and that. It's just what we've got now, adjustments and changes that I think need to be made. And I've talked to a fair few people, and relatively a lot of people are thinking along the same lines. So we're going to get into it. We're going to be talking to things about like certain gear removal, the Ascension system, which needs to be greatly debuffed in my opinion, and some chest changes, and then we're going to talk about seasons and that as well. Alright, so let's get into it, shall we? So I'm just going through my little list here. So we're going to talk about the first thing about gear. So we still have the option to keep our old gear and new gear. So the people that actually kept the old gear have a really good benefit. The old gear is super strong. Now, newer people that are coming into the game, once they get through the first 2 seasons, they can be thrown into a season like I am in now. This is like a season 3 replay, Rebuilding Glory. You can come up against super strong people. Like for example, even though I'm super strong, I've come across people with accounts on here that are absolutely crazy. And you're going to be like, a lot of them have old gear and stuff with pursuit and things like that. And so you're going to be at a disadvantage there straight away. So I don't know if eventually they may make the change where they just make it all the new gear system. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. The big change that I want to see is removal of certain gear from chests. In particular, green gear. Now, I can understand it being in Season 1 and 2, but when you start becoming quite a seasoned player, like a lot of us now would have been playing over a year easily. Like myself, I've been playing for like 2.5 years nearly since the beta. And I'm opening like a Mathom chest for like 400 tokens. And basically, or I shouldn't say tokens, I should say gems. It's 1 token each. And at the cost of, it can be quite a lot depending on what you're opening. And you don't want to be opening these chests and getting a green piece of gear. Let's just say, I'm not sure if I got any of the green at the moment. Let's have a look. Yeah, so see, look. I got like all this green gear in that. Now, the only time this green gear, in my opinion, like unless you're a brand new Season 1 player, is if you get any kind of like siege buffs, like on this blue gear that I have, because with the new siege changes and everything, siege is actually quite important now, having a siege army and having the extra buff. Otherwise, this nearly blue gear is near pretty much not even needed anymore, but I can understand at least having blue gear, I can deal with that. But I think green gear, for people that are at least 2 seasons into the game, should be completely removed whatsoever. Like there should be an adjustment to like the rare treasure chest, which we'll actually talk about that next subject next, now that we're actually going on to it. Yeah, so I'm pulling a lot of green gear all the time, and basically I'm just scrapping it. Now you can dismantle this, for example, and like dismantle it, and you're going to get gold and silver, and you can use that in your mark and that for speed ups and that, but that's about it. But you don't really get a lot of materials and that from it, so you're going to be scrapping it. Like whenever I get green and blues, I scrap all of it like such, just like that, and I get some materials. I could probably get a couple of hours worth of speed ups on that, so it's something. But I think the green gear should just be removed completely. Alright, let's talk about Mathom Chests. So they made the change to the rare treasure, right? So now everything's just mixed into one. Now we do have specific chests that come out, like these ones are alright. So when these, like, what do we call them, like event chests and that come out, they have the ability to choose who you want in the wish list and stuff like that. Now these are just gonna give you a chance to get them at a higher rate, but if some chests that come out have only specific commanders. Now I do believe, well, in RP anyway, with rare treasures now, everything's just all mixed in. So good and evil gear, which it doesn't matter too much. The gear's fine. Oh, we've got one Mathom. Let's open and see if we get anything. Nope, all blues. So basically, with the chest, now that everything's completely mixed, I believe the rare treasure chest is the best. Like I've always had the best pulls out of it and stuff like that. You're guaranteed to get a pull at least in every 200, and every 50 you're at least going to get an exquisite pull now because they got rid of mighties. And you also every 5 you're guaranteed to at least get 1 purple item, which is pretty good. But with the mixture, it's so hard to get respect for your commanders now. It's so hard to level up commanders and stuff like that. And in saying that, I feel like we need another event, like a lot of players definitely want this, is another reset event now that we actually understand, because we went into 2.0 with not a lot of information, understanding what commanders are going to be good, bad, and stuff to use. And a lot of people have made mistakes, myself included. And I would like to see another reset system, maybe even gear reset, but more on the side of respect for the commanders, so we can make some changes there. Because it's so hard now to level up a commander without having to spend thousands of dollars, which a majority of us, myself included, do not have that kind of money to spend on the game. Unless they want to decrease prices on the pools and stuff like that, but I don't see any changes happening there. In saying that, we're going to be talking more about the respect part now. So we're going to talk about the Ascension system. So I think this is probably the worst change that came to the entire game since 2.0, in the fact that it literally costs thousands if you want to ascend a commander. Now, I think big changes need to be made here. They've now made it so that invites, so if I've got these invites, for example, here, where's my invites here? So these invites now are worth 10 invite items. So that's a little change, but I feel like that the tier 3 aspect, let me go to one of my commanders that can actually be ascended at the moment, like Faramir, for example. Where's he? Faramir. So I have him at legendary respect 10 now, because they upgraded it to the mythic system and that. So he still has to be mythic for me to be able to get his thing. Oh, look, you see that there, his hair was all messed up and that. Had a haircut, boom, boom, it's all fixed. So yeah, basically, with the Ascension system, you need... so I can understand, alright, 150 of these I could understand. Alright, so I need 150 of the exquisite invites. I think that's fair. The 40 mythic ones, or the tier 3s, is just absolutely insane. Because who in their right mind, if you have King Aragorn, would you spend 40 on a tier 3 King Aragorn and level him up, who is really good, or waste 40 just so you can get Faramir up 1 level, and then use, and then you have to pay and stuff like 3,000 that unlock all the relics and things like that, and level all them up and stuff like that, for minor little buffs of HP and stuff like that. No one in their right mind is going to do this. Like 40 invites of that, like with the amount of commanders and that you're pulling now, like that is going to cost like at least 5 grand. Like literally, that would cost like $5,000 to be able to do that. So I'm saying, and I think everyone who watches this video will agree with me, that I can understand, alright, we have to collect, we've got to make it a bit hard to ascend. Collecting 150 invites in itself is very hard. And like, so I think even with the swap system and that, it's so hard to get it. I think that the tier 3 aspect, or the mythic system now, of the invite should be completely removed when leveling up these commanders and stuff like that and ascending them. Alright, the next part I'm going to talk about is the strategy mode. So I really do like the strategy mode. It was a great implementation, sorry. It was a great addition to the game. The only thing I would like to see that's changed to this game, so the only change I'd like to see in the strategy mode is to have a symbol, whether it is which faction it is. So you can see I've got all this red here, and if you click on it, you can actually see, and it says it's void. And then, for example, if you click around, you might find Gondor and that. It's all going to be red because we don't have the system where we can make neutral and that. So the changes that they can make here, they could make it so it shows you without having to click on it and going through every single one, especially when you're cleaning your areas and stuff and trying to stop invasion of your areas and your faction areas. you want to be able to see exactly where to get rid of tiles and not have to go individually looking, because it can be very hard and you can miss a tile. Or they can just add, like they had in like, what was it? Kings of Men and stuff, how you can make it neutral and friendly and stuff, and it changes the colors of the tiles and that, and it makes it a lot easier in that aspect. So yeah, that's another little change I'd like to see there. Alright, the next one that I'd like to see, guys, is the end of season. So basically more servers released. So I know there's a page here to get on the servers. I'm just trying to remember how to get to that real quick. Here it is. So at the moment you can see there's only 3 servers here. I feel like there should be a lot more. There's still quite a lot of players playing this game. Another thing as well, I'm not seeing a lot of RP, which still a lot of people play RP. And another thing, Tactics Evolve RP servers, I've seen none. So I'd really love to see some RP servers of Tactic Evolve and that coming out. I feel like it's getting quite repetitive as well. Even though we've got all this new battle evolution changes. I know that they're currently trying to add all the new marching system and tile system and that into every new campaign and season here. We now, War of the Ring got removed. Basically, Season 1 and 2 is War of the Ring structured now. And basically, so we don't have many now. So I feel like we need more servers. Like, I haven't played Tactics Evolved since it first came out. I've played Rebuilding Glory so many times. I've played Kings of Men multiple times. And yeah, so I feel like it's starting to get a bit repetitive. So I think they need to get more servers out, including RP servers, and maybe even some more like new content with different kinds of campaigns and servers like that. Alright guys, so yeah, that's my little ramble and stuff about some things and adjustments, like 5 or 6 good reasons and changes that I think need to be changed in the game. So yeah guys, I'm going to wrap up the video there, and until next time, peace out, EJ's out, and I'll catch you guys later. See yous. Thousands of the EJU.